Hello, good morning, and welcome to Abba's Kitchen. I hope each and everyone is doing well. Today, a friend of mine asked me to prepare Agushi stew for her. So I'm going to prepare Agushi stew. The name Agushi, is it Agushi or Agusi? I think the Nigerians pronounce it Agusi. And then is it the Airways or the Ghanaians also pronounce it Akatwa? And then I don't know which tribe or which country pronounced it Agushi. So I'm here to prepare Agushi stew for a friend. So here we go. I have the main course here, the Agushi. I'm going to soak it for some time before. And then I have this salmon, smoked salmon that I'm going to use. I'm going to flake it. And then I have this mackerel. Also, it's a cooked mackerel that I'm going to use. And then the twist in it is this Kobi or salted fish. I have kako here. Kako. Yeah, I'm going to dice it. I'll also put it in the hot water, and then I'll dice it. The Kobi, I'm going to boil it, and then I will take it the bones out of it, and then I'll use that one. So, and here I have you can see that the Scottish bonnet, I just took it from the freezer. It's frozen. I have my ginger here, I have garlic here, I have an onion. I would use 2 onions, and I will dice some onions to it as well. I'll use this plum tomato, and then maybe a few of the puree, and I'll use some oil. I'm not going to use palm oil, I'm going to use oil. So let's get started with our Agushi stew. So first of all, I have my plum tomato here. I've got my Scottish bonnet here. I've got my onions, ginger, and garlic. I eat a lot of garlic, so I've got about 5-6 cloves, and I have this ginger, a cube of it. Yeah. So I've already soaked my akatwa or the agushi. I've already soaked my this fish. I don't know what name that they call it in English, but I know it's kako. Because it's salty, I have to soak it, and after some time I'll peel this back, and then I'll just dice it in a cube form. Okay, so I'll go ahead and blend my tomato, my garlic, ginger, onions, and then we start the stew. Okay, before we get started, I have my mackerel. I've just broken it into pieces. I have my Kobi here. As for the Kobi, I'm not going to use the head at all. Yeah, the Kobi tine there, no, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use that. So I have to remove this. And then remove that one, sorry. Yeah, so this is the Kobi. Yeah, and this is the salmon. After breaking it into pieces, this is the outcome of our smoked salmon. I have some mushroom here, some baby mushroom here that I'm going to add to it. This baby mushroom, I just kept it in the fridge for just overnight, and it's nearly turned brown. So you can buy your mushroom if you want to use it for your agushi stew. Just buy it the day that you do or you prepare your food, because I could see that it can't just be in the fridge for a long time. And then I have my diced kaku here. That's my diced kaku. Yeah. So we'll get started. I have my pan ready, so we'll get started. So in your bowl, I will just go ahead and pour some oil, about 2 tablespoons of oil, and then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil to this. It gives it a taste. It gives it it takes it to another level, coconut oil. So as you can see, I'm just adding this coconut oil to it. And then I'll go ahead and add my tomato, the blended tomato, the pepper, onion, garlic, and ginger. I will go ahead and pour it. You can smell the coconut oil. Oh, this is, I don't want it to be on a very high heat. I have to lower the heat. Yeah, I have to lower the heat. Yeah. You can smell it, the coconut oil. Notice it has some nice smell, and when you add it to your sauce or your stew, it gives it a heavenly taste and then a heavenly smell. It's really nice. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and cook this for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll take it from there. As I said earlier, this sauce is for a friend. A friend requested me to do it for her. And then, fortunately or unfortunately for me, she's here with me. She said, Auntie Abba, as for my Kobi tea there, you can't take it away from this sauce. So if you can see me, I have to add the Kobi tea. Or it's a Kobi head. Yeah, the Kobi tea into the sauce. Sorry. I don't personally put my Kobi tea in the sauce, but she said she wanted it, and so I have to add the Kobi tea. I have this shrimps powder that I have to add to it. I know because of the Kobi tea, I'm not going to add any salt to it, but I'll go ahead and add this shrimps powder to it. Yeah, so you can see a Kobi tea in the sauce, and also I have a tomato puree that I want to add to it. So as you can see, I have to stir this and then let it cook for some time, and then I'll go ahead and put my kako in it. The kako is a bit hard, so I'll cook it a bit early. I'll cover this and let it cook for some about 5-10 minutes, and we go on with the sauce. So as you can see, I've washed my agushi. I've washed it clean, and I'll go ahead and blend it in my blender. And also, if you want your agushi to come out beautifully in the stew, just add 1 onion and a bit of salt to it. It will come out beautifully in the stew. So I'm going to add this onion, this 1 large onion to it. Yeah, and I'll blend my agushi. I'll go ahead and check on my stew. It's doing very well. You can see the stew is doing very well. So I'll go ahead and add my kako. And this one is going to be on a very low heat, no, a medium heat here. And then I'll check on my blended agushi and see how it's doing. And as you can see, the agushi has come out. It's blended beautifully with onion and a pinch of salt. Yeah, that's our agushi. Sorry. So I'll sit it somewhere. I'll come for it when the need arrives. So back to our stew. It's been about 5 minutes, and I'll check on the stew to see how it's going. And as you can see, it's doing very well. There you can see the Kobi tea is here, as well as the kako. Yeah. So at this time, I'll add my mushrooms to it. I'll add my mushroom. As I said earlier, the mushroom, I kept it in the fridge for just a day. It's nearly turned black or brown. So just buy your mushroom the day that you do a agushi stew, because if you want to use it, it can't stay in the fridge for a long time. So I bought it yesterday, and then it's nearly turned brown. So I've added my mushroom, and then I'll go ahead and also add my mackerel. I'm going to add all the meat or the fish that I'm going to use. I've added my mackerel. I'll also add my salmon and also the Kobi. I've already deceived all the bones out of it. I could see one bone here. I have to take it. Yeah. In case you are eating it with children, just be careful that you take every bone out. Every bone out. As you can see, the stew is doing very well. I think I have to lower the heat. You can see a box up of everything. The mackerel, the Kobi, the salmon, the mushroom, and the kako. Everything is doing really, really well. I have to go ahead and lower the heat. And then I'll allow it to cook for just about less than 5 minutes. I have to add the agushi to it. Checking up on our stew, I could see that it's at the point that I have to add my agushi to it. So I'll go ahead and add my agushi. Let me take this spatula out. I'm going to lower the heat. The agushi, I prepared it or I blended it with 1 large onion with a pinch of salt. So I'll go ahead and lower the heat and then allow this stew to cook for itself. So we are almost at the end, but it just left with one more thing. If today be the first time of watching Abba's Kitchen, please subscribe and hit on the notification bell. Anytime that I upload any video, you are the first to be alerted. And also like, subscribe, share your comments. And then if you have another way of doing this agushi stew, just share it with me. I'm pleased to know. Thank you. So we're waiting for the agushi to cook. So as you can see, our agushi stew is almost done after waiting for about 5 minutes. Look at how beautiful our agushi stew is. It's not done yet. One thing about agushi stew, if you don't allow it to cook well, I don't want to say you have a food poisoning, but it's going to affect your stomach. So you have to allow it to cook and cook well. So we'll wait for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and I have this. I just dice some onions, one large onion. I want that crunchiness of, eating the apesi with agushi stew with that. I want that crunchiness. So I'll go ahead and add this onions. It's a diced onions to my agushi sauce. I want the crunchiness of it, so it goes in just a few minutes for the stew to be cooked. That's when you can dice your onions, and then there you go, so beautifully. So as you can see, our stew is almost done. See the onions, those crunchy onions I just added, and everything is boxed up. You can smell the coconut oil that I added to it. It gives it a very good aroma. So here you go. Your agushi stew or akatoa stew is done. I'll just leave it to a very low heat and then for it to simmer a bit, and then we come to the end of the video. So if today is your first time of watching Abba's Kitchen, please go ahead and subscribe Subscribe to your girl's channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Anytime I upload any video, you are first to be notified that there's a new video for you to watch. So this is the Agushi Stew, and as you can see, there's no salt in it because there's Kobi in it, there's cocoa in it, so I didn't add any salt to it. I always say we have to be careful of how we eat salt. Our salt intake, we have to take notice of it. So okay, all right. Oh, so delicious. So we've come to the end of this Agushi stew. Agushi is now properly done. As you can see, there's no water in the stew. You know, everything is done properly at this time. Like if you want to add any vegetables, you can add your spinach to it. You can add maybe your kontomire or any green vegetables that you want to add. But today I'm just doing it like this for a friend. So we come to the end of the Agushi stew. Please try to prepare it at home. Like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell. Subscribe. Thank you for watching Abba's Kitchen.